Okay, good.
So, as I've said, I can't make videos or live videos on Instagram anymore. So I'm gonna start trying to do little stuff to put on YouTube. And I haven't had a lot to say lately, even though there's been stuff to talk about. But today, any of you know me, shouldn't shock you that I'm gonna say something. I have said before that I am so done with liberals, leftists, Democrats calling conservatives and patriots the hateful, violent ones. Consistently saying on the news that white conservative, cisgendered Christian males are the biggest domestic terror threat in the United States. Absolute freaking lie. Because if that was the truth, where are all the news stories about white conservative males doing all these terroristic threats? Where are they at? They jump at every chance they can get to try to make us look bad. But how many times do they actually have stories about it? Almost never. Oh man, it should be the Republicans and conservatives and patriots. Who's been doing all the goddamn mass school shooting the last 10 or so years? Democrats. Not just Democrats, mostly trans. I mean, it's just a flat out lie. One of my favorite videos is that video, I forget what that young lady's name is, who goes around doing on the street interviews. And she was at a Trump rally and took a black guy who was protesting on the other side of the street over to the Trump side of the street with her. And everybody treated that guy with respect, hugged him, said, "You're welcome here, brother. We don't care what your skin color is. We don't care what your politics are." And then when she went back over across the street with him over to the liberal protester side, they yelled and screamed at her, threatened her. That is typical. That's typical everyday stuff. That's the way it is. I want to make this clear. I am not calling for any kind of violence. I'm not doing that. That's the whole point. They have called us the violent ones, the hateful ones, the closed-minded ones, but we are the ones who, like Charlie Kirk, have tried to talk and have discussions and debates and open dialogue. And what happened? I am not shocked by what happened today. I'm not. I'll be honest with you. In the back of my mind, I figured it was coming. But it sucks, dude. Charlie Kirk never once, ever said a violent word, called for violence, anything like that. All he wanted to do was talk to people. Well, we're going to see what happens. Like I said, I'm not calling for any kind of violence or anything like that, but we're going to see what happens. You can't keep pushing and pushing and pushing and poking bears without consequences forever. One thing I can say about this, I guarantee you this. I've been surprised over the last couple of years, the numbers I've seen of younger people going more conservative. But it's because of crap like this. Because the left and the Democrats keep proving themselves over and over and over again to be violent, hateful whack jobs. So y'all keep it up, man, because all you're doing is helping us. All you're doing is showing people your true colors and what's really wrong with y'all and making them go, hey, we're not down with that. They really are crazy. Tom McDonald. You listen to Tom McDonald's songs, and that guy used to talk as much crap about Republicans as he did about Democrats and leftists. But when they actually took a shot at President Trump on a campaign trail, he said, you know what? They really are as crazy as the conservatives have been saying they are. That's what a lot of us have figured out since about 2009, 2010. That's why there is a walk away campaign. All you're doing is advertising for the walk away campaign. You're promoting it. So keep it up. That's the softest thing you're doing. But D Alive and Charlie Kirk, yeah. Y'all called for it. Y'all called for it. Y'all kept calling for violence. We're the violent, hateful ones. Y'all are the ones that have called and called and called and been doing stuff like this. You're full of crap. And it's going to come back to bite you. You know why it hadn't yet? Because we are exactly not what you've been saying we are. We're the tolerant ones. We've been tolerant. That's why you've been able to just push and push and push and push. Well, you pushed too far now. Congratulations. Good job. So, I don't know what else to say, man. My prayers go up to Charlie's wife and his little kids. And all you people out there cheering this on, you don't see that there's something wrong with you. You don't get that there is something wrong with you. Okay. All right, man. That's all I got to say. As I've always said, do your research, ask questions, never take anything for granted at face value. Always ask questions, do your research so you can make informed and educated decisions. Be good people. Unlike these whack jobs that called for this violence, have been egging us on, calling for this, and are now cheering this. Love y'all.